Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. It's your friend Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer, practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. I hope you all are having a great day. I hope that your Wednesday has been everything that you wanted it to be. This is episode number 344 of the Immigration Answer Show. I will be here for the next hour with my immigrant friends, answering as many of your immigration law-related questions as possible. Go ahead, if you haven't already, leave us a note in the comments where you're watching from. Where are my people? There are very few comments this morning. This afternoon. I don't know what's going on. I guess people have a lot to do today. Today's a busy Wednesday, and Nurse Laura is here, so that's good. I know that the signal is live. People are hearing from us. Give us a shout out in the comments. Let us know. Are you watching on YouTube? You watching on Facebook? And what you got going on? Where in the world are you watching from? There's some people in the waiting room already. If you want to get in the waiting room, here is the link. Let me post that, and then we can get this party started. Here's the link. Remember that everything you say is public and everyone across the globe can see it if they're watching on the channel. Let's say hi to Munira. Hi, Munira.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Good, good. If you remember me, I was in your show a couple of times regarding my processing I-485.
Okay, great.
So deadline was on January 2023. Right now, 2 months passed.
Deadline for what?
My processing case adjustment status, I-485.
But who said they had a deadline? Where do you get the deadline from?
They told me 24 months.
Oh, for your is it the 751?
I-485.
Yeah. Who told you 24 months?
The attorney I have.
Oh, but that's not a deadline. That's just an estimate.
Estimate time.
Yeah.
I haven't heard back. Fingerprints done October 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard back anything on the other. I don't know what's going to be next step.
No interview?
No interview. Nobody contact me. And so many things going on. My daughter applied colleges. She accepted 6 colleges.
Mm-hmm.
And every college is asking her permanent resident status.
So let's back up. So where are you from?
I am from Tajikistan.
And when did you come to the United States?
2008.
And you came in 2008? What kind of a visa did you have when you came in 2008?
So my ex-husband had, he was exchange student. He brought me here, and long story, I came with B1, and he changed my status for the, what is called?
J2?
Asylum.
Oh, asylum. Okay. Did you get
After
asylum?
that,
Did you get
no,
asylum?
because we divorced.
Okay. So you get divorced, and then did you ever have an interview on the asylum case?
Nope. On that time, I didn't speak English at all. I don't know what's going on. He's the one was in the case holder.
Okay.
And he was in the process. Only he went to the interviews. I haven't. And we divorced 2013.
Hold on. Did he go to the interviews while were you still married when he went to the interviews?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird. If you didn't go, that's weird. Okay. Then what?
And we divorced 2013, and he was so mad, and he wants to send me home, back home to Tajikistan.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is called legal aid helped me to get the U visa, because I was in a, what is called U visa. It's based on oh my gosh, my brain is not working.
Crime,
domestic violence.
Yeah. Okay. So when did you file for the green card itself? 2 years ago?
2 years ago. I have to be in a U visa for 3 years.
Yeah.
And after 3 years, and U visa approved for the case adjustment status.
Have you requested a complete copy of your immigration file through the Freedom of Information Act?
No.
Did you file for the green card with a lawyer or on your own?
No, legal aid hired a lawyer for me, so they helped me out through all this process.
Is it an immigration lawyer, or is it just someone who volunteers to help people that don't have money to pay for a lawyer?
Yeah, it's a volunteer. It's a legal aid. Students usually works on the cases.
So I think you're just waiting. You have a complicated immigration history. 2 years is a long time, but I don't know that they're gonna. There's a lot in your background. You came on a visit. You applied for asylum. You got divorced. You got the U visa. So there's lots of missing pieces or little complicated pieces. So I'm not surprised that your case is taking long. I don't think. I mean, I don't know when your daughter wants to start school, but I don't think you can predict when they're going to decide your green card case.
Um, I don't know. The kid keeps telling me wait, and all the colleges are asking us prove your permanent residency, so they can give her scholarship.
Yep. Yep. So you could sue them to try to get them to decide the green card case, but I think you also need to get a whole copy of your file because there might be bad things in your file that you don't know about, and you need to address those.
Oh
And that
no,
might.
no. I have all the file. Lawyer who created. I mean, I not created like help me out with the case status. I have all the copies. All have
Yeah, but you don't
copies.
have what they have. That's what you need. The Freedom of Information Act. You need to see what USCIS has in their files. I'm worried about somebody being married to someone who applies for asylum and doesn't go to the interview, doesn't know anything about that case. That could be really problematic because he might have made up shit to try to get asylum, and you were part of that case. They could hold that against you, and so that's why I think you really need to see your whole file.
So should I request the lawyer who works with me?
You can do it for free. Yeah, it's called a G639. Tell the lawyer that you want them to get a complete copy of your file because you're worried about that asylum application. G639.
G639. Okay. So I have a meeting on 10. I'm meeting with him on April 10.
Okay, good luck, Munira. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, now All In has the quote of the day. I think everyone going through the immigration process will need therapy at some point. I think that's right. I've often thought that if I knew a grad student, or if I was at a dinner party and a grad student who is a psychology major or a social worker said, "Hey, what do you think I should do my doctoral thesis on?" I would say, do it on the stresses of people going through the immigration process, the stresses of people that are separated from their spouse or their children, because USCIS and the State Department suck so bad. All right, well, guess who's here? One of the OGs, one of the all-time favorites, the one, the only Fatuma. Hi, Fatuma.
Hi, Mr. Jim. How are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. Ramadan Kareem. It's been so long since I have come back to the show. I think it was April.
For sure.
I mean February. Yeah.
I've been wondering about you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How is the family doing at large?
Oh, good. So everybody's fasting. Everybody's doing well. My son Yusuf, he's got some of his non-Muslim friends fasting up in Virginia. He makes them dinner. And even Ismail, my eldest, who sometimes may not fast, he's fasting every day too. So everybody's doing great. Thanks for asking. How are you doing? Anything going
awesome.
on with your case?
So today I just want to ask you two questions. One is about me and one is one of my friend.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with mine.
Yeah.
There's a time I was learning about visa bulletin. I think when was my priority become current on a date for filing chat, and now I'm going to understand that my interview depend on the final action date. I don't know how.
Right.
Can you explain to me that one?
Yeah. Think of it as in order to be able to come, there's two doors you have to go through. The first door is when you can submit the case, and or when when the National Visa Center can start processing your visa. That's the first door. And then the second door is when can they schedule you for your interview so that they can give you the actual visa. That's the second door. That's the final action date. And did your date retrogress in this last visa bulletin?
And I was checking on only date for filing chat, and it is on I think January 17, and my priority date was 16 October. I think that the first October 2016. It is still stand the same, but when I check on final action date, it is on September 22, 2015.
Right. So it went
Not
backward.
moving there. Yeah.
It went backwards. Yeah. So I'm going to make a video about this because my team was asking me. I've got everybody asking me, but basically, there are now more people wanting to come than they have visas available. So there's a backlog in
Yeah,
like,
I've been understanding there's a lot of backlog. I was watching some videos on YouTube.
yeah. So what happened was during Trump, a lot of people didn't apply for their family members when they had a green card to come. And then all of a sudden there were a bunch of people that all applied at the same time. So the date went backwards.
It's retrogress, I think.
Correct.
Oh,
I swear,
okay. So
Fatuma, by the time you're done with this, you're going to be a great paralegal for immigration because you're going to know how all this stuff works.
I'm just understanding a bit day by day,
Yeah,
learning,
you're learning. You
watching
always
some
ask good
videos on
questions.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. What about your friend's question?
Okay, my friend question is his mom, she's a green card holder, permanent resident, and she filed for him. And I think his case category is F2B.
Yeah.
So, and his priority date is not current. I think it is 2019. I think 2 years from now.
Yeah.
So the question is, my friend, he's been dating a girl from USA. They have been dating for a long time.
Yeah.
So they are about to get married. So
Great.
he asked me if she can file for him, although there is another petition that he has.
Yep, she can and she
Could that
should.
be possible?
Oh, sure. She's a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
Yeah, that case will be done before the final action date or the initial action date for mom's case. So yeah, absolutely. If he marries a U.S.
Okay.
citizen,
What if she is a green card holder?
it's still better. Still better.
It still stand the same.
Mm-hmm. Still faster.
Okay. Thank you very much. That was all about my
Now
question.
remember, if he marries a non-U.S. citizen, then he's out on mom's case. Because if you get married when you're in F2B, you're out.
I know that one. Yeah, I know it. He will go back to F3.
No, you're out. You're out altogether. If you do F2B, if you get married, you're out.
Oh, I thought that if somebody is F2B and get married, you have to let them know so that they can change F3. Oh, well, that's not gonna happen.
No, that's true if the parent becomes a U.S. citizen or if the sponsor becomes a U.S. citizen. But if
not a green card holder.
Let's say my mom has a green card. I'm unmarried and I'm 30 years old. Mom files an I-130 petition for me. Everything's cool because I'm a single adult child of an LPR. If I get married, I'm no longer in that category. And in fact, there's no category for me. So I'm out of luck. I'm starting over. I need some other way to come.
Oh, F3 is for U.S. citizenship. A parent of a U.S. citizen.
Adult children of a U.S. citizen parent. Yep.
Oh, okay. I get you. I understand now. Thank you very much, Mr. Jim.
Bye, Fatuma. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye. All right. That's Fatuma, the OG. All right. Here's a great note from INS. I just got a topic for my grad thesis as I start my grad program in social work come fall 2023. I'm totally serious about that. And I'd even be willing to hop on a call to tell you my thoughts on how I would structure it. I mean, I don't know how PhDs work, but I think there really needs to be some serious research, if there hasn't been already, and you could really make it limited. You could talk about what happens to U.S. citizen children who don't get to meet their father face to face for the first 3 years of their life because dad can't get a damn visa. Or you could do one, what's the effect on marriages when the first 2 years the couple is forced to visit maybe twice a year? Like that has real world consequences on people. Like my wife was just talking the other day about how her dad was living in England and he would come back to Egypt every now and then. Well, that's a fundamentally different relationship than if it was every single day, right? Every single day where you're seeing your dad. If you only see him twice a year and it's for 3 or 4 or 5 days at a time, that's a fundamentally different thing. So I'm a big proponent of that. I probably need to talk about that more. And I did, our new newsletter's coming out. A new newsletter just came out. If you're not on our on our newsletter list, you should get on it. We have a physical newsletter. And if you send an email to info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, we can add you to the mailing list. If you send us the full mailing address, we'd be happy to add you to our list. And the topic for May is Mental Health Month. So I talked a little bit about the mental stresses that people feel when they're going through the immigration process. So yeah, everybody, that would be great. I think in another life, I would have been a great counselor. I would like to have been a counselor, but I'm now the immigration whisperer, and I'm here to talk to all of you. And I'm going to talk to Alexandre next. What say, Alexandre?
Hey, Jim, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. So I have one question that originally I'm an asylum seeker. I applied in 2016 and I got married in 2020, and my wife is a US citizen. We have two children. Then I applied for the process of this for I-485 in 2021 March.
Sure.
Then I got interview notice. If everything is approved, and they just give me appointment. Then, like early 2 weeks, I got a notice that my interview was cancelled.
Mm-hmm. That's because they have to track down your asylum file.
Yeah. Then it is a year now.
Oh, a year. Wow.
A year now.
Which field office?
It's Baltimore field office.
Yeah.
So when I called them, they told me that it said the email, the Baltimore field office is not currently in the possession of my file. I got this like 3 times. I called every 3 months, and I don't know what to do. Just on the limbo.
So my first question is there anything in your asylum case that you're worried about?
No, nothing.
Okay. And what's the receipt date on the I-130 and 485?
The receipt date is it is March 2021.
So you've been waiting 2 years.
2 years now, yeah.
Yeah. So
I was
they're going to
go ahead.
You go ahead.
Yeah, so once I applied, within a year, I got interview, but it was cancelled.
Mm-hmm. So I think you're going to have to sue them. I think they're going to keep sitting on your case unless and until you sue them. I've sued that Baltimore field office many times. I like suing that field office because they get moving right away. So I think that if we sued them, you'd probably get your interview in about 6 or 8 weeks. Did you have an attorney file your marriage case, or did you file it without an attorney?
No, I do attorney.
You did attorney. Okay. Well, so what I would do if I were you, this is what I would do. I would spend like a week. I would sue them, and then while the lawsuit takes like 2 or 3 months to work, while you're doing that, start gathering more marital evidence in case you get another interview. In case you get your interview, you'll probably get an interview because you had that prior asylum case. But use the time to get the case ready for interview. Get your medical done if you didn't do your medical, and then just be ready when they call you.
Yeah, when they just sent me for an interview date, I already done the medical 693.
Yeah.
So it is now almost 1 year.
That's
I don't
ridiculous.
know when will be it's going. Yeah, I don't know when it's going to be expired, the medical.
Yeah, that I'm not sure about because they just changed the policy on that. I think you might be able to use it, but you might have to get a new one. We could look at that later. But the important thing is you need to sue them because otherwise you're just going to keep waiting.
Yeah, what kind of file they are just waiting for to see my cases?
So when someone has, I have videos on this. When someone has an asylum case, it puts it like on one track, and then when you file for adjustment based on marriage, it's on a different track. And sometimes the officers say, I'm not gonna call Alexander in until I get his file, or the system just gets screwed up. So I've sued probably 40 times for people that have filed for asylum and then get married to a U.S. citizen and then can't get an interview or can't get their case completed.
All right, thanks so much.
Okay, bye, Alexander. See you, bud. Jackson's here. What do you say, Jackson?
Hi, how are you, Jim?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing?
I am good. So I have like 2 questions for you about my immigration interview because I got immigration interview. That's mean individual hearing, the second one. Okay, so the judge say that he don't give me the decision at the same day, and most of the time the judge always send it by mail.
Mhm.
But today, so I see that the judge want me to go back again to give me the decision, like our decision. But I don't know if that happened before, but this is
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Is this for cancellation of removal or what? What's the defense to deportation?
it's an asylum case and individual hearing.
Yeah, so yeah, that's not that I've had that happen before where they call you in for the hearing for the decision, issuing of the decision. I mean, I haven't done a lot of asylum work inside of immigration court, but I think that's something that happens happens pretty regularly.
Okay, but I it's because most of the time they say they're gonna, if they don't take the decision after the hearing, they always mail it.
No, I don't think that's true.
Okay, and then just after my my GPS approved after the interview, but I don't know if that can affect my decision too. But I don't know.
Shouldn't.
Okay, okay. Thank you
Thanks,
very.
Jackson. Good luck, buddy. Hope it goes well.
Okay, thank you very.
Bye-bye. All right, Natter's here. Hi, Natter.
Oh, hey, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you
Yeah,
doing?
good. I just had a quick question. I actually had two quick questions I was gonna ask. My first one, I'm a Canadian citizen. I was born in Canada, and I was wondering what the best way I can immigrate to the US would be.
So, there's lots of different things. One is, do you have a college degree?
Yes. But with that question, I actually was gonna ask, I once had a TN visa.
That's what I was going to ask.
I did have that, and I don't know if that could ever lead to a green card. Um, Because I
Not
have
yet.
my wife also, and she would have gotten a TD.
Yeah.
But could either of those lead to a green card if I
A
went
TN
back?
is a TN is a non-immigrant visa. What some people do is they work on a TN and then their employer sponsors them every year until they get selected in the H-1B. Then they shift to H-1B, and then from an H-1B you can get a green card. You can't go from TN to green card inside the United States.
Oh, so then from TN I go to H-1B,
Yeah,
and
all
then
all through an employer, and then a green card. Right.
oh, that has to be through an employer.
H-1B, you need an employer.
Okay, I can't just do it myself. And with a TD visa, would my wife be able to like switch to go to work with that?
No, I'm
Not,
pretty
like
sure
she can't even transfer a status or anything like
if you
that.
if you got an H-1B, she could get an H-4, and then she could apply for work authorization. Yeah,
But with a straight TD, she wouldn't be able to.
I'm 99% sure that people on a TD cannot work in the United States, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, but like, is there any way she could change that while she's there, or is it
So what? What would she change it to?
like she's a radiologist, so if she would be able to switch that?
To get an H-1B? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you for your help.
Bye, Natter.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy. All right, Tamara's here. Hi, Tamara.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, good. I have a question for you. The so actually the person just before the one that was talking is similar to my case. My husband came to United States in a student visa, and he applied for asylum. I was only a green card holder, so I didn't apply for him. He didn't apply for anything. In 2019, I got my citizenship, and then we applied.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And he's still, so of course his asylum case is still pending. And then so he applied for residency based on my citizenship, the I-30 form, I think that's what it's called.
Yep.
Okay, that was in 2020 when he applied. We did the interview in March 2021. Okay. So until, I think, just like how you were explaining the asylum case with the other, yeah, just like that, what happened in his case? Because once once he, like, we did the interview and everything, and then after that they sent us for additional information, and it was about asking more information about his asylum case. Okay, which we provide them. We provide the USCIS with more documents and evidence and all of that.
Do you remember, Tamara? Do you remember?
Yes.
Do you remember sort of what were the questions about? Were they Were any of the questions about membership in any groups or anything?
It was they asked for additional information regarding his asylum case, and that he's not able to go back home, and then like why, it's more.
What country is he from? Syria?
Iraq.
Iraq. Okay.
We both from Iraq. Yes.
Okay. I'm with you. I got it. Yep.
Okay, so we provide them with the documents, and then they ask again, and then we also provide them with other documents. It was the last thing we uploaded to them. It was in September of this year. Okay, and January his USCIS case gets approved. January this year. Now the only
USCIS case, you mean the I-130, the I-45, what?
You know what? I don't know what it's called. I really don't know what
the I-130 is. The I-130 is the marriage petition. The I-45 is the green card.
So when we did the interview for the marriage, to receive his green card, on the app, he's not with me. I'm at work. If he's with me, it will be more. Yeah, he'll explain more to you. It says on the app, it says interview completed. That's what it says. So that one is still not approved yet. But the USCIS case on his app, that's because I also keep checking it, is that one gets approved.
Well, he technically has two cases that need to get approved.
Exactly.
One is the spouse petition that you filed for him saying, I'm a U.S. citizen. I want to sponsor my husband for an immigrant visa. So
that gets approved.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then the 485 hasn't been approved because they feel like they can't finish their background check because they're worried about something in his asylum case, and they feel like they can't check back the records in Iraq, and maybe they think there's something fishy in his asylum case.
Oh, it went to the Department of State. That was holding it, and that gets approved. We received the approved, and then after that, his USCIS case on the app says that approved, but not the interview completed, and then now waiting for approved. That one is still not updated in his case.
So I believe this is a case just like that other guy, but yours especially, that you're going to have to file a lawsuit on. So,
file what?
A lawsuit that you need to sue USCIS because they're going to sit on the 485 until you sue them in federal court, and you ask a judge to order them to decide the case.
And how you think if we sue them, it will work?
I think if you sue them, you'll get a decision. Yep. I don't know what the decision will be because I don't know what's in the underlying case. I don't know what he said in his asylum case, but I think I can pretty much guarantee that I can get you a decision in about 2 months. I don't know what the decision would be. I've sued them 1,600 times. It's my favorite thing to do. You probably don't know this, but I became Muslim 25 years ago. Most of my clients are from Muslim countries. I've dealt with many clients from Iraq, and I've filed many lawsuits for people from Iraq. So I think whether you do it now or do it 6 months from now, I mean, we talk about lawsuits on here all the time because that's what I do all the time.
Yeah, I heard you. You also told the other guy as well, and I was like, I laughed. I was like, really? We can do that? And then like, we need a lawyer, right, to do it, and then also like fee and.
Yeah, it's like it costs a little over $5,000, so it's like $5,202 to do the lawsuit.
If we don't sue them, then we're not going to hear anything.
I don't think so.
Really? Oh my God. I thought like it's like we're almost done. All the cases gets approved. It's just that one.
Well, the I-130 is the easy part because that's just were you legally eligible to marry? Was he legally eligible to marry? Do we believe that you're really married and not for immigration purposes, not a sham marriage or fake marriage? The green card is what's giving them trouble because, when I started practicing immigration law, the green card application was 4 pages long. Now it's like 22 pages long. It's split down the middle and has all those questions about, groups and terrorism and cocaine and prostitution and all that stuff. So it's become a lot more complicated. So there's something in his file. So I've never had, and I've handled many cases where somebody applied for asylum and then got married to a U.S. citizen. I've never had them send an RFE about the asylum case. That has me worried. That has me a little worried. Like there's something that I've had them call people up and ask them questions about their asylum case, but that's telling me that there's something in the asylum case that's bothering them, and that's why they're willing to approve the I-130, but as of right now, they're not willing to decide the 485. And what the lawsuit does is, so right now, your husband's case is up on that shelf over there. And what I tell people is the lawsuit makes them take it off the shelf and give a decision. Hopefully it's an approval. I don't know what it would be, but that's the deal for how you get the case moving.
Okay. So this from January until now, so I was like giving them a time. So like, because again, it was
in my mind, you've given them a ton of time because you had your interview 2 years ago.
right. Okay.
Which field office, Tamara?
So which one?
Like where'd you have your interview? What city?
When? Where?
What city did you have your interview?
It was in Utah, Salt Lake.
Salt Lake. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've sued them before.
Okay. So sue them is the only thing that we can do.
It's the only thing I know. I mean, you can certainly wait and see what happens. You know, you had a little bit of movement in January. Maybe you give them 90 days from that and see what happens, and then call me back.
Sure. All right. And then, but you're telling me it's not for sure it's going to be approved.
I can't ever guarantee that a case is
You
going to be
can never guarantee.
even a case that I filed, but certainly not a case that I didn't file. And like I said, I think if I had to guess, what they're asking about is whether his asylum case was legit, and two, whether in his asylum. See, sometimes people say things in their asylum case that gets them asylum or gets them close to asylum, but they keeps them from getting a green card because you could be a member of a group and they forgive you for that and let you get you asylum, but they won't let you adjust your status because it's some kind of group that they don't like.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Tamara. Thanks for the call.
Thank you so much for your time. Yes.
Have a good day. Okay, bye. Sai is here. Hello, Sai.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm glad you didn't hit yourself with that cabinet door. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So my question is, I'm a J1. So my program is going to finish in 2 months, and I recently got married to a US citizen in the first week of March. So my question is, I want to wait and apply for like 10 years green card, which is right now I'm in Minneapolis. So here the time taking like 12 to 14 months. So I was thinking that if I apply now, of course they're gonna give me 2 years one. But if I wait for like a 1 year or maybe like what I was assuming is by the time they approach the file, if it is 2 years, they're gonna issue the 10 years one, right?
Why is that so important to you that you get a 10-year, not a 2-year? Who cares? It's not that hard of a deal to get the 10-year after you get the 2-year. Why would you wait?
The thing is, I heard like once you get the 2 years one, takes time to get the 10 years one. Like right now, it's taking a long time, and
That's
I heard
true.
It's headache also kind of time.
Yeah, but you just got married, right?
Yeah.
Wait, I have a bigger question about your J1. Do you have the requirement that you have to go back home for 2 years?
No.
That's good. Yeah, so I'm not one of these. I don't play much in those games of like trying to delay things or making them faster or slower. I think I would just go ahead. If you're married, I'd go ahead and file. But if your J1 lasts for another year, then maybe you're right. Maybe just go ahead and do that. But I'd rather just get everything started, get closer to citizenship, because even if your 751 takes a long time, you can apply for citizenship after 3 years of having your green card.
So your decision will be, you suggest me to apply right away.
I
mean,
would.
once everything is done.
Just because everything is so slow there right now. I think that the sooner you get in line, the better. Just because they're so effing slow.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What I was like, it takes like 1 year to get the 2 years one. So instead of like if I apply for 1 year later, I will be getting 2 years one. So I was thinking that. So that's the reason.
That sort of makes my head hurt. I just do the next right thing. That's what I always say to myself. What's the next right thing to do? And I just do that. So the next right thing for you, whenever you want to do it, is to file the I-130 and the 485.
Okay, got you.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
Sai.
you. Thank
I
you.
like your name. You know, I love the show called The Mandalorian, and everybody has names that sound like Sai Durga. That sounds like a name from The Mandalorian. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you, buddy. All right, bye. All right. Yusuf Sai is here. What do you say, Yusuf Sai?
Hey Jim, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. What's up?
Yeah, I've been following your show for a couple of weeks now, and I was thinking to come up with some questions for you. I am in the very initial stage of thinking about the cases, but
Okay.
yeah, I have a 10 years of teaching experience. I'm from Pakistan, so I taught engineering for 10 years, and then I came here to the United States, did my PhD in engineering education. Currently, I'm working as a postdoc in one of the National Science Foundation research projects, which is in direct national interest. We are working with high school teachers and students, training them to teach engineering at high school level, which is the kind of top priorities of the current governments, promoting STEM education in the United States. Currently I'm working on OPT. I'll be applying for extension in August, and most probably in the end of August, my employer will be filing H-1B for me. I wanted to ask you if my employer, currently since I am on OPT and my employer is going to apply for my H-1B in the coming 6 or 8 months, is it a good idea to apply for national interest waiver now, or should I wait for H-1B first?
I think, I mean, if they're applying for an H-1B for you and they're cap exempt, so you don't have to worry about the lottery.
Yeah.
If all that's true, then I might let things settle. I'd rather try to go for a green card from an H-1B than from an F-1. I think that overall would be better. Who now I sort of yell at people a lot about national interest waivers, but yours actually sounds legit. So who would write letters of recommendation for you in support of your application? That's, to me, the biggest question when it comes to NIW.
Yeah, so the number one, my research committee members who evaluated my PhD dissertation, which is in STEM education.
So for me, that's not very compelling. People that know you from your prior studies, that's not who I want when I'm talking about national interest waiver. I'm talking about who are the leaders in your field that don't know you but just know of you, and would say, yeah, Yusuf Zai is doing some really amazing work, and the United States would really benefit from not making him go through the perm process.
Okay, that is then one thing that I have to think about. I really did not think about it because I thought that my advisors, that the principal investigator who I'm working with now.
I think it has to be people not down the hall. If it's just people down the hall, they just think you went down the hall and twisted somebody's arm. It's funny that you said you haven't thought about that. That's the first thing and the most important thing. If you get people who are industry leaders in your field and they write letters, that's much, much better than people that you did your master's with or your PhD with.
Okay. So I first have to think about those things. Okay.
Yeah, and I would use the H-1B time to start building relationships with experts in your field. I'd connect on LinkedIn. I'd go to some more conferences. I'd try to publish some things. I'd try to speak on some things. You want to build that up because in my mind, you really only get one shot at NIW. And if you know you're sitting pretty with an H-1B for 3 years, use that time to build up your resume and or look for an employer who would sponsor you for a green card without NIW. Both those things.
Okay. And the referees should preferably be not the ones I have worked with in any.
It's okay to have it's okay to have like one of those or two of those, but you're going to submit 6, and the other 4 should all be heavy hitters in the field.
Okay. Yeah. So the thing with my work is like, even if now when I'm working on the National Collaboration Project, we have like 15 universities in collaboration that I'm working with. Most of them are my team members. Like we have regular team meetings. So
so I would say to myself, okay, there's 15 schools that I could get letters from. Who's the most important person in this field at that school, and start becoming friends with them and asking them later on to help sponsor you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jim. Yeah.
Bye, Yusuf.
That
See
really
you, buddy.
helps.
You got it. All right. Remember, if you're on screen, we got another Sai here. What do you say, Sai? Sai and Sai. Everybody, if you haven't already, let us know where you're watching from. Remember, if you're in the waiting room and I see you in the waiting room, I'm much more likely to call on you because I know there's a live person there. The waiting room right now is pretty much full of people who I can't see, but VJ's here. What do you say, VJ?
Hey, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Jim, I have a question. I have a pending 485 and I have submitted my renewal for the 765 and 131. But I don't know, maybe you will yell at me. What I did is I did
I don't
I
yell at
did
people. Go ahead,
I
BJ.
did
Go ahead. I
not
won't yell.
use.
I promise I won't yell.
Well, we'll see. We'll see after I ask my question. What I did is instead of using UPS or FedEx, I sent it using USPS.
The worst.
US. So, but I have a tracking and it says delivered, hand delivered by a person. Do you think it's okay? Because they did give me two separate addresses, one for USPS, another for other.
When was it hand delivered?
It was hand delivered last Tuesday.
But no receipt notice yet.
Exactly. Not even the email notice. I put those authorization form for them to send me an email notice. What do you think?
How long has your overall case been pending?
No, I mean I didn't even get my receipt notice.
No, for the 45. When did?
Oh, 485 is pending for like 2.5 years now.
What? And so that's a bigger
No, I
question.
am the employment category person from 2020.
Oh, you're from that window when things were current?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you need this renewal. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So well, there's the automatic extension of the work card, right?
But I need to get my receipt notice for
Yeah.
that extension to work.
Well, I mean, just Tuesday. So you're just talking 8 days ago?
Yeah. I've been reading notes saying people got approvals in 3 days. I don't know how they got approval.
That's everyone who knows the magical immigration. There's a magical immigration lawyer in California who makes things happen in 3 days. So don't worry about that, what you're seeing on the internet. Here's what I would say. When does the EAD actually expire?
I was a little bit prepared in that aspect. I sent it like 175 days.
Yeah. So I'd give them a month. And if you got nothing, then I'd send it again. I mean, they might cash your check twice. They might cash your. Actually, you don't have to pay a fee.
Yeah, I don't have a.
Yeah. So I'd give them a month, and then I'd send it all over again, and I'd send it by Federal Express.
Have you seen anybody using USPS to submit their?
We use it for some stuff, and some stuff they're good. We have to use them for all of our lawsuits, but they lose shit all the time. They lose shit all the time. But you've got plenty of time, so you're just chilling.
Yeah, I don't know, but after reading all those people saying, we got work card approved in 3 days, I'm kind of worried, they didn't even
care about that. I don't care about that. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, 98% of people wait 6 months for a work card. 2% of the people get it in 3 days. So I don't think measuring yourself against the people that get it in 3 days is a worthwhile reason to start stressing, because I think that's just luck.
Yeah, I don't really, thankfully they gave the extension, so I don't really care about the work card as such.
Yeah.
But I just need the receipt notice. I'm worried they might throw it away. I don't know.
They might have. I'd give them 30 days. Give them 30 days and file again. You got plenty of time.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, I didn't yell, VJ. See? See you, buddy. Jim. Bye. All right, Gabby's here. Hi, Gabby.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. I have a question for you.
Go for it.
Yeah. Can I make the camera off?
Yeah, I'll turn the camera off. No problem. You don't have to. Go ahead. What's up?
I have two cases, and my wife already get the interview date.
Okay, keep going. I can hear you. Just tell your story. Go ahead. So you filed a case for your wife?
Yeah, already approved. Everything is done, but she get up. She already get. She already get interview letter.
Right.
At the
embassy.
There is my kid's case. They told me to file I-130.
Go ahead. Keep going. Tell me your story. Why do you keep pausing? Just tell the story.
And then, so the problem is the I-130 in USIS, they told me to file. I already filed. Everything is receipt done, but is not approved. My wife, she already get
Yeah.
interview letter abroad.
So let me ask some questions. So you're a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, I'm U.S. citizen.
How old are your kids?
I-130.
How old are your kids? How old are your kids?
17, 7, and 14.
Okay. So when did you file for your wife? When did you file the I-130 for your wife?
Yeah, I file I-130 on November 20.
20 what?
4 kids.
Right. What year did you file your wife's case?
20, 2019.
Okay. And how about your kids' case? When did you file your kids' case?
Yeah, at that time I was green card holder. I filed
Right.
for all of them, and then they got approved. Everything is done. Waiting for a interview. So I got
Then you,
2019.
then you became a citizen, and then you had to file new I-130s for the kids. Is that right?
November 23, 2022.
Okay. So what's your question for me, Gabby? I think I understand the situation now. What's your question?
My question is, my wife already get the interview letter this month.
And the kids' case is still at USCIS?
Yeah, my kid case, yeah.
Yeah. So you need to try to hurry up the kids' case and slow down your wife's case.
Okay.
So what's your question for me?
My question is there any way to expedite the children case to go to a National Visa Center?
No, not really. How long what's the receipt date on the kids' case?
The receipt date on my kids is November 20, November 22, 2022.
Yeah, so you're just waiting. No, there's no way. That's only been pending for 5 months. There's nothing to do but wait.
Okay, so my wife already get appointment letter over there.
Yeah, so she can get a green card if she wants. She can go get her green card and come, and then go back and take care of the kids if she gets a reentry permit.
Okay.
Or you can try to delay the interview until the kids' case becomes current.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Jim.
Bye, Gabby. See ya. All right, Mohammed's here. Hi, Mohammed.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. So I'm a US LPR, and I had filed I-130 petition for my wife in February of 2021. The petition got approved in September 2022, and we were doing the consular processing. In the meantime, my wife is a dentist, and she had applied for a national board dental examination, and she luckily she was able to get a visit visa to appear for that examination. So she's in the US. She's already passed the examination. So she's in a B1 visa status. So we have an approved I-130 petition. So my question is that legally, she wants to now stay here because she has passed the examination. She wants to pursue dentistry here. Legally, can I file I-485 for her?
Legally, you can.
I heard that there might be some complications given the fact that she entered on a visit visa.
It stresses me out when people do that because she's not an immediate relative. There are lawyers out there who have filed those kinds of cases. We try to avoid filing those kinds of cases, but sometimes we end up having to. So this might be a situation where you have to. What the big question is, immigrant intent, and what I mean, that's one question. One big question is immigrant intent. So if she sold all of her earthly belongings before coming in her home country, before coming to take that exam, that's a whole lot different than if she got here and she's like, boy, I really like being here with Muhammad. I think I'd like to stay and explore my options and apply now that the board exams are over. If she were to apply, she could. It's going to be stressful. I probably wouldn't do it without a lawyer, and I'd want to, before I tell you for sure that it's okay to do it, I'd want to do the timeline. I'd want to talk to her. I'd want to scare her a little, scare you a little, and then let you guys decide what you want to do, if that makes sense.
Okay. So you definitely recommend an attorney for that.
I've sat in those interviews and they're sort of stressful, and I think that there's a lot of moving parts. I don't know what country she's from, but I think
She's from Pakistan.
Yeah, so I just think I wouldn't do this without a lawyer. Okay. Even as the lawyer in those interviews, I get nervous, right? So, and I don't get nervous a lot, but those stress me out.
Okay. In your experience, do they always ask about these the immigrant intent in those interviews?
For this kind of a case, they would, yeah, for sure. If she got the visit visa after the I-130 was filed, they're going to assume that she lied at the embassy until you prove otherwise, until you prove that the embassy knew that she was married to a green card holder when she applied for the visit visa.
Well, I mean, she kind of honestly told them it, so they knew it while she was.
Yeah, and on the DS-160, she should have answered yes, that there wasn't one pending. But even all that being said, those assholes at USCIS, they like to act like you're lying until you convince them otherwise, or that you lied to CBP when you came through, or that you're lying to me now, and this whole board exam was just a pretext to get here faster, and a BS way to get here so that you could just file for adjustment. That's the framework that they start out at, and then you gotta build the case in the opposite direction, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jim.
Bye, Mohammed. See you, buddy. And Kajdi's here. And Kajdi, how you doing?
Oh, hi, Jim. Good afternoon. I'm good. So my situation is I came across the border in 2016.
Okay.
So my case was scheduled for 2020, and due to COVID, it was postponed. And I had my case last year, June. So during my case, my asylum case ended up being denied. This judge said the asylum wasn't approved, but she kind of put me on how do you call it?
Withholding
Withholding of removal, yeah.
Yeah.
So she said all I can have is just work permit, or when my daughter get older, she can apply for me to have a green card. So we did an appeal. We did an appeal about that and we still haven't had any feedback. And I was kind of I just wanted to know if there's any other way to kind of go around that.
No, you just gotta let the appeal play out. How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 3.
Yeah, so that's a long wait. Yeah, so withholding or removal basically says we want to deport you, but we think something bad might happen to you. We don't think it rises to the level of asylum, but we're not going to kick you out. We're going to let you stay here, but it's no path to a green card. It's no path to citizenship. So withholding, I mean, it saves you from having to go back, but that's all that it does. It's no long-term solution.
Oh, okay. So my lawyer was saying that I can apply for TPS. He was telling me how to apply for TPS, and that with that at least he said with that with me having a TPS, he might kind of look for another way to fight the case, or maybe kind of counsel the asylum case and do something new. But the only thing with the TPS is that it's kind of temporary, so we don't know if after that we don't know when they might decide to kind of suspend the TPA.
That's right.
Yeah, so I was like, but if that happened, it means I'll be without any status. And he said is another option if I want to. So I was kind of confused. I don't really know what to do in short.
I think you have to sit tight with withholding for the reason you just said.
Huh?
I think you need to just stick with withholding because of the very thing you said. You know, one of the first things Jeff Sessions did when Donald Trump became president was start revoking all these countries' TPS. So I think your fear that Ron DeSantis or Donald Trump gets elected president in 2024 and then TPS goes away for a lot of these countries, I think that's a real concern, and withholding might be the best thing you have.
Okay. Okay. So what if I get like because my father is a green card holder. If we kind of get married, is that gonna solve things out? Because
there could be a way to turn that into a green card. It's complicated. You'd have to get a waiver, and there's lots of stuff you'd have to do. But if he's a green card holder, if you're married and it's a real marriage for love and not just for immigration purposes, there's a path there. It's a hard path, but there's a path.
wow. Okay. Okay, Jim. Thank you.
Thanks, Kaji. See ya.
Thank you.
All right. I don't see anybody in the waiting room on camera. Oh, wait a minute. Manu's here. Manu, are you driving? It looks like Manu's driving. I can't tell. Let me go to Raju. Raju, you there? I can't hear you, Raju.
Hi Jim, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I have few questions. My friend lives in India, so he got an F1 visa, and he's working right now, and he wanted to come to US to study, and he wanted to work as well. Is it okay to work and and study as well? His employer is okay to work even though in US. His job is remote.
Wait, so this person is currently in India, right?
Yes, yeah.
And they want to know, can I come to the United States and go to school and work?
Yes.
Like on an F1 visa?
Yeah.
You can only work 20 hours a week on campus.
No, it's not on campus job. It's India job actually. It's a remote job.
So you're saying is it okay for someone to come on an F1 visa and to work for the company back in India on remotely?
Work in India as well.
I think if USCIS found out about it, they'd be very upset and they would give them trouble. I think there's an argument to be made that it's not working in the United States, but there's also an argument to be made that it is working in the United States. So if the person were ever to try to get an H-1B or a green card, that could be problematic for them.
Oh, you can. Okay. So
in other words, I wouldn't recommend it.
No, okay, simply. Yeah, I will tell them just don't. And one more question is, he approved F1 visa, and he wanted to come on summer intake, right? After coming in summer intake, he wanted to transfer to another university because the course offering course curriculum is not good. So he wanted to move to another university. That university will start the classes August 28th. The whatever the visa approved university will start the classes from the June 2nd week. So is it okay to come June 2nd week and wait till August 28th to start the another school? Or else he will be out of it.
So you're talking about school A and school B. Would he ever actually attend classes in school A?
No, he wanted to come and attend the orientation, and he wanted to transfer to another university because
why do all that? That sounds like a scam.
No, the course offering is not available.
Then why not get an I-20 from school B?
Yeah, that's what the school B offering. Their start date is earliest. School B. That's the reason. School A, their offering is like 1 month later, and the course curriculum is somewhat different.
You got some crafty friends over there who just don't want to follow the rules. Just get the I-20 and come to the later school in August. You can't have it. You can't have both things. Okay.
Okay, Jim. Thanks, okay, Jim.
Okay, bye, buddy.
Bye.
All right, I think Manu's here, and I'm gonna call him up. He'll be the last one of the day. What do you say, Manu?
Hey, Jim.
What's up?
Yes, good. I have some question. I think you already kind of answered my question about my pending I-485
Okay.
because I have a pending asylum and I'm married, but I never had an interview for my asylum, and that was like since 2016.
Yeah.
And my pending asylum was filed in last year, and we've been married for like 2 years now, past 2 years. So I don't know. You think so you say I'm kind of like need like to file a lawsuit, right?
Yeah, that's you've waited plenty. 2 years is plenty to file a lawsuit.
No, I mean like no, my I-485 is pending for a year now.
A year?
Yes, because I think we filed like a year after our wedding, after we got married.
Oh, so you've been married 2 years, but the case has only been pending a year.
Yes,
Yeah, I might give him a few more months before I sued him. What field office is it?
it's Albany, New York.
So not too busy. Yeah, I'd give him
And,
a few more months. I'd give him a few more months. Is there anything
and
in the asylum? Is there anything in the asylum case that you're worried about?
no, not really. And my only concern maybe might be like maybe because I was married and my wife passed away.
And you approve of
And
that?
yes, I had proof. I had a court certificate. So when the only thing when I filed my I-485, I didn't have like the court document. But I follow your show, and I saw you ask you told people to go to the visa reciprocity, and I went to the visa reciprocity, and I found out, and I went to do the court paper, and I had the court paper. So this is the only thing I didn't. Only submitted the hospital document, the proof from the hospital,
Good.
and so you think like how long I can wait to file the lawsuit?
I would say 15 months probably.
Okay, cool. Okay. And do you guys prepare people for that kind of interview and
Sure.
be with people at the interview? How much is going to cost?
It depends. Usually to attend an interview out of town, it's $2,200, and then it'd be a little bit extra to help you get ready. So probably $3,000 something.
Okay, cool. Okay.
All right,
So,
thanks, Manu.
excuse me?
I said thanks. Did you have another question?
Yes, one more question. So my wife filed for my daughter, so a stepdaughter, and I don't know, the everything is already approved. Everything was approved, but I have a question. Is they going to ask question to my daughter because she's 6 years old? She's going to be 7.
They might ask basic questions like, "What's your name? Who's your dad? Who's he married to?" That kind of stuff.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much, Jim.
Bye, Manu. See you, buddy.
See you.
All right, that was Manu. Hey, I just got word from my team that there's an immigration officer watching our TikTok channel, and they left a message. They said, "USCIS officer here. This is good advice, and please make sure everything you submit has a certified English translation, if not in English." So we always submit things in English. That's a good tip, and maybe I'll make a TikTok about that. So that's sort of fun that USCIS is watching at Immigration Hacking. That's our TikTok channel. All right. So everybody, we'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central. 4 p.m. Central. I'll be right back here in this seat, ready to answer your questions. Everybody who I didn't get to today, sorry about that, but we will see you tomorrow.